Welcome, welcome. What's going on? Welcome to March 5th, 2020. Frank, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, brother. Appreciate you being on here. So, title of today's stream is a live weekly astrology update. Okay, it's the second of a series that I just began last week. And the whole purpose is to talk about the current energies coming in from the astrology, related specifically to the healing that's going on currently, love and relationships, and of course, soul destiny. Okay, the three areas of my expertise. What's up, Jagger? Welcome on. So we are doing this on Facebook, we're doing it on YouTube, and of course we're doing it on Instagram. If you want to catch it with the title and the replay, you can catch it on Facebook or YouTube later on. Okay. So again, welcome, welcome. We're just waiting for people to hop on here through Facebook. And let's see. You know, first thing I want to start off with that before even going into the astrology is just like checking in on the week itself, and the energy that's been coming in on the week has been so intense. I don't know if you guys can resonate or have been feeling this yourself, but it's been like a pressure cooker. And it's been like something has been coming in to the deepest possible roots inside of you and trying to pull shit out that you didn't even know was there, that's been causing major issues for your life. And not issues in a bad way, okay? When I say issues, I mean things that we're supposed to or have needed to deal with that we haven't dealt with yet, that we are trying to, or the universe is trying to finally get us to deal with so we can move forward in the best way possible for us. And the interesting thing about this week is that, and as we'll look at some of the aspects that have been going on, it has not been the easiest of aspects, meaning that there is a lot of friction, a lot of tension, and a lot of intensity going on at this time. So if you have been feeling like this, if you've been feeling like this has been a week of all weeks for discovering and uncovering deep truths about yourself and of others around you, in relationships particular, in family dynamics, in your values, in yourself, in your background or your trauma or your deep stuff that no one really gets to see or really wants to see, including yourself. Just know that this week has been the week of all weeks in terms of bringing that stuff up to the surface and allowing it to be both recognized and when properly seen, right, released. The thing I want to say tonight before we get into the stars is that if you guys have been in a place where, and I know this probably isn't most of my audience, but if you guys have been in a place where you are not choosing to or able to or taking the time to be able to deal with these things that are coming up to the surface inside of yourself, okay, you're probably going to be going through a lot of suffering. Okay, when I say suffering, it's not like this thing that, it's like this unfair pain that I have to go through that I can't solve or get out of. No, it's not. Suffering is simply the thing that happens when we aren't doing the things we're supposed to be doing in order to help ourselves become more clear or evolve in a certain way or move forward in our life in a certain way or learn a certain lesson. So, okay, this has been the week of all weeks, right? If you guys were wondering, for you guys to take the time out for yourselves, right, to just literally go through these lessons, to go through the knowledge that is trying to come up to the surface for you to understand, to become a better person. This is the week. It's not a week to distract yourself or to bury yourself in work or social media or porn or any other addictive substance that we tend to use to distract ourselves. Okay, and if you do, by the way, it's going to all start to come down on top of you really quickly and really intensely, especially as we head towards the full moon here in Virgo on Sunday. Okay, because this full moon in Virgo on Sunday is really, right, what is Virgo? Virgo is the person who services and is the perfectionist and is really the artist of cleanup, of cleaning up the mess. And so what it's really doing is helping us to clean up the mess of our lives emotionally. and to find and locate and seek out and alert you that there are these things in particular that are here that you need to get the fuck out of your life, cut the fuck out of your life, and clean up before you can move forward. Okay? And the biggest thing, and again, right, this has been the common theme in the last year, the biggest thing right now that may need cleaning up is relationship dynamics. Relationship dynamics. Okay? The astrology is pointing towards major friction and intensity and pain and growth, transformation, and evolution in relationships, okay? For both parties, all right? And the thing that's really happening right now is that if you are with someone, okay, whether you're with or without someone, right, the energies are similar, but if you are with someone, know that it is a time for you to allow space for the other person to do what they need to do for themselves to grow and heal, to become a better person, partner for you. There are particular lessons in healing that is going on right now, collectively, romantically, for relationships that are coming up to the surface for people now in particular with a ton of friction and intensity to pull this shit up, pull up childhood wounds, trauma, abandonment, codependency, addiction, right? Distraction, right? Non-belief or doubt in the self to be powerful, to move forward on your own. These are all things that are being triggered right now and opened up. And it's the darkest, deepest, most, I'm just going to say it, ugly parts of ourselves right now that are being pulled up, okay, that need to be looked at and need to be acknowledged. What's up, Jay? And it's hard, and it's scary, and it's tough, intense work, okay? And I'm here to say, guys, if you are in this place where you are feeling this intensity and you are feeling the need to look at these things or not to look at these things or to be uncovering and discovering, right? But you're not really sure where to go, I'll tell you this as just a general roadmap to navigating today's astrology, right? Or today and this weekend's astrology in terms of just normal life and relationships, is taking the time and space, okay, on your own or with people that are in your tribe, friends that you trust, right? To both enjoy times and life as they are, what's currently in front of you, where you're being ushered toward or pushed toward in life, that is a different, right, like a shift or a change of direction other than what you were just currently in for the last year, right? And also, right, doing those things in the midst of intense emotional and spiritual healing and work, traumatic work, bringing these things up to the surface that have prevented you from going in that direction the universe is trying to get you to go towards. All of that's coming up. But you have to remember this, okay? Two things that are really important to know during this time. Have faith. Have intense faith. Trust your intuition. I'm saying if there are things in your life right now where you are uncertain about and you are toggling back and forth between your head and your heart, okay, and your intuition, your body, your heart, your emotions are telling you one thing and screaming at you, this is the truth, but your head doesn't see that, or it can't logically perceive that, or it is arguing consistently, persistently with your body and heart, that is a sign that of two things. One, that there's emotional healing and work to be done. The reason why your head keeps screaming these things at you in against your heart and soul, okay? Our goal is to bring our heart and our heads into sync, into coherence, all right, physiologically and emotionally, right? So there's a reason why your head is arguing against your heart. There's some belief or event or incident or damage, right, or pain to the body in the body's experience, the body-mind experience, that is causing you to trip up over yourself and doubt yourself. Okay? So, and I said two things, but I forgot what the second thing was. I think it was... the second thing was to basically trust that this, okay, it's a lesson in how to trust that this, right, is the thing that will end up taking you through to your next steps and taking you through to your life destiny, actually, at this point. There's a particular aspect with the North Node square, I believe it's, let me check the astrology really quick. Chiron, the planet of, the asteroid of wounds, of our deep childhood traumatic wounds. There's and Lilith, by the way, which Lilith is the intense but dark, hidden, I guess, uglier, right, part of ourselves that doesn't want to be seen, that is manipulating or influencing both ourselves and the outside world to get what she wants, right? It's actually it's the representation of the dark version of feminine energy, is literally Lilith. And right now it's exactly conjunct with Chiron, which Chiron is the planet, or the asteroid, sorry, I keep calling it planet, the asteroid of our soul wounds, of our trauma, of our childhood baggage, right? Or baggage in general from our lives that needs to come up, that is preventing us from moving forward in some way. So, you know, this is really a time to see and look at and allow whatever darkness or baggage or dark versions of ourselves that are out there that we're recognizing now to come up to the surface, to become aware of them, and then to let them go. Okay? This is the time. And look, the thing is this, we have to not allow Lilith, the version of Lilith, to one, allow us to blame other people or project onto other people, or to see or think that another person is dark because they're not. I guarantee you there's some dynamic, some person, some relationship, something that you guys are currently, right, I know I was, projecting darkness onto. Like, oh, that thing is just bad. That thing's just dark. Not you know, nothing inside of us. That thing is just dark. That thing is ugly and dark, and I don't want to be anywhere near it. And if I do, it's going to hurt me, and you know, just cast it away. And to an extent, that is true. That is Lilith. Lilith, literally, right, is the thing inside of people that seeks to. It's an envious, hurtful, right, demonic, devious presence. Okay? And we have to realize that this aspect of people is the thing that's coming to the surface right now in people. All right? Okay? So, my point in that is, if you know what that thing is around you right now, that dark presence that you believe is just not, it's going to hurt you or manipulate you or betray you, or, right, betrayal's a big one with Lilith, or just leave you out in the dust. Two things, right? One, your intuition on that is right, and the correct move for that with that energy is to set a boundary, right? Boundaries right now, big time boundaries. Okay, because that is the only way that energy is going to realize, all right, what it's doing. And the other thing you can do is expression. So boundaries and expression about how that energy is affecting you on a deep emotional level, is hurting you on a deep emotional level. If you are in a place where you're allowing yourself to take it and not expressing, what's up, Kirsten? To express it and to not, to not set boundaries and to just take it and to allow Lilith, right, that dark energy to just kind of take you wherever it needs to go or wants to go, or where that energy is trying to do what it does in a dark way, then you are not serving yourself or it. because that energy wants to be released and healed and identified in people. That it's a real energy inside of people. People have a dark side, guys. This is a dark week. It's a dark week. You know, this isn't a light. This isn't a light, happy-go-lucky week. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to get my OBS studio working, and I'm going to be able to share the actual screen of astrology with you guys. Right now, I you know, for whatever reason, I've been having technical issues. Hopefully, it's just Mercury retrograde, or it's probably a lack of preparation on my part. Stop projecting those issues on Mercury retrograde. So, anyways, that's all happening, big time. And it's a huge karmic time as well, karmic time. All right, so just to give you guys an idea, all right, if you can see I have my laptop screen here open with the current astrology. So I'm literally looking at the astrology as we talk, guys, which is exciting. And again, one of these days I'm going to share the screen with you, but when I figure it out. Okay, let me just bring up Lilith here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so as I was saying, Lilith conjunct Chiron. So part of the wounds, right? What Lilith is doing is it's causing our wounds to activate, right? In terms of anything that has happened deep past in our childhood, or even from past lives that still exists within us today, either in certain dynamics in our life, values, or relationships. Lilith is triggering those wounds to come up to the surface and allowing us the opportunity to learn the lesson and to heal from them. Okay? And the other thing Lilith is doing is it's forcing us to stand in our power, our individual power. All right, because the thing that Lilith really represents in people is this dark manipulative energy that tries to say that I cannot do this in my own power. Like, I'm not powerful enough to do the things I need to do in my own power. And because I am not powerful enough to do these things in my own power, not only am I going to limit myself and my ability to do the things I want to do in life, but I'm going to limit others around me, especially people in relationships or close people. It's just a fact. It's just what Lilith does. It's what Lilith is, right? It's that type of energy. So we just have to be aware of it, that's what's happening. And the solution, again, is boundaries to that energy, and also expression of how that energy is affecting you. And that is how the person in your life that's representative of that energy coming to the surface will realize that that's there, and then subsequently heal from it and move forward in an amazing way. So it's an amazing, amazing opportunity for these types of lessons, deep inner wounds and healing and lessons for people. Okay, in relationships, outside of relationships, revolving around a dark, manipulative, betrayal-esque, scary, fearful energy. All right, fantastic. Now, the other thing I'll mention about that whole combination, because I spent a lot of time talking about it now, is if you, wherever this, what's up, Carly? Wherever this energy is taking place in your life, whether it's in a relationship, family dynamic, job, or in your values in some way, right, and you see this dark energy and you set the boundary and or you express the way that this energy is affecting you to whoever needs to hear it or whatever needs to hear it, even if it's yourself, that will allow you to move significantly closer towards your actual soul destiny. And what I mean by that is this is a time where karmic cycles are finishing up, right? So any karma that you've had to carry out that has been preventing you from taking a step closer towards your destiny is being played out and finished out right now through this aspect in particular. Okay? And again, particularly through relationships. We've got another aspect going on. Juno, right? The asteroid of, it's essentially the soulmate asteroid, or the one, right? It was, Juno represented the Lulu, what's going on? Juno represented the most loyal and perfect wife of Jupiter, okay, in the old legends. Juno is, wherever it's in your chart, Okay, if you find it, it's the person that you will likely marry. It's your soulmate. It's your twin flame if you have one. Okay, it's everything that you've ever wanted in your partner is where and what Juno is in your charts. It's an asteroid. Now, collectively, the reason why I know all this shit's popping off in relationships is because that asteroid is in the sign of Libra, which Libra represents collective relationships, and it's in a major square with Pluto and Jupiter. So, right, literally deep, transformational, raw tension and growth being called for and executed, right, whether you like it or not, through the relationship with your significant other. Okay? And I'm just really, one thing I'm just sensing is again, everybody's situation is different, but I don't think this is a time right now collectively for it could be, but I'm just not getting you're with a karmic partner or something like that. I'm not getting the person you're dealing with this with is not someone who's just a temporary lesson in your life. If you are in the situation that's intense through relationships where you're going through all this intense drama and deep transformational healing and wounds and past life shit, it's not just a karmic partner. I mean, it is a karmic partner because you're going through karma together, but it's someone who you have a deep soul connection with and potential future as well. For sure, because it's with Juno and Jupiter. And again, through the legend, Juno was the perfect counterpart or wife or spouse to Jupiter. And those two planets are literally in a square, okay, with Pluto. So it's deep transformation time through relationships, guys. And the person you're with right now, again, not everyone. Take it as it resonates, guys. But the person you're with, if you are in this situation, you could be in a different situation, is likely someone who is very significant on a deep soul level with you and is here to help you grow, be your best version of yourself, and potentially spend a lifetime with you. What's up, K Maria? KK Maria. How's it going? We're just talking about relationships, Juno, the marriage asteroid, Lilith, Chiron, deep wounds, inner healing. Okay. The other thing, guys, that's happening currently in this moment with the astrology, which is quite interesting, okay? Because before I mentioned that we were maybe potentially going through a time where we're battling with our head and our heart. There's lots and lots and lots of available downloads and intuitive guidance available right now from the universe, your spirit guides, your spiritual counselors, our team, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, okay? They're there. They're guiding you. There's synchronicities, there's knowledge, there's intuition, there's confirmation, there's just everything you would need. You have everything you need, every tool, every resource, every download of knowledge you could need to make and follow through with the right choices right now. You are being guided. And the reason I say that is because the sun is just coming up on, it's about to conjunct with Neptune. And Neptune really is everything out in Pisces, by the way. So Neptune, as I was saying, is the planet that represents both the illusions, right? But also deep inner knowing and spirituality and oneness and the realization of God. And with the sun coming up on, right, and about to conjunct with Neptune, okay, the sun is everything that we need in order to see and to be sure and certain and strong and powerful. So we are really seeing through the illusion. Oh, Lulu, yeah, okay. Lulu just, Pisces is her moon. I know, it's a tough time for you. I know. It's you're probably going through like a shitload of just pure illusion. Like in this, you're like, what is reality right now? Oh my God, for sure. But here's the thing, the gift in this is that we have a superpower right now, all of us collectively, to know and to receive the information and the guidance and the synchronicities and the inner knowledge to be able to, right, trust and move forward. Oh wow, Lulu, Sun and Rising in Cancer. So you're the North Node, right, is right on where your Sun and your Rising is. So you're like full destiny right now is being shot forward, which is awesome. So as I was saying, okay, we have the ability right now to see through. And you're not screwed, Lulu. To see through the illusion, to know deep down and shine through on the truth of what's going on, okay? And to be sure about that through trusting our innermost self and releasing all fears and doubts that is the thing. I'm telling you guys, I've told everybody around me, if you are trying to figure this out from the head, if you are trying to sit there and logically figure out and plan and just map out how and what you want this to be and what's going to happen and reason and look like plan out pros, like that is not going to do alert. That is not going to do anything. So trust me on this one, guys. We are all in a place of pure uncertainty, of having to trust this fully, right? Whatever this is that's in your life, and to just go through the process and to trust the process and to know, what's up, Joe? And to know that we are being guided on the deepest possible levels. And guys, we can be sure in what we've come into intuitively. The Sun is conjunct Neptune. We can be sure and strong in what we've come into intuitively. Okay? And what you've been guided to know, even though it seems wrong potentially or off or unrealistic or not practical or just not what the reality is telling you, okay, but your inner knowing is like, yes, that is the truth, go with that. This is the test, right, of our lifetimes, really, to be able to trust an inner truth that will then lead us towards the best possible foundation and setup, okay, functionally in our lives. Okay. And of course, the reason I say all this is because, look, there's two things happening, guys. There's okay, literally on either side of the chart, right? There's Juno, planet of soulmates, the partner for you, right, in square with, right, Pluto, planet of transformation, and Jupiter, planet of expansion. So deep transformation with your soulmate or person in relationships, right, in order to advance your relationship together forward in the best possible necessary way, right? On the other side, we've got Lilith conjunct Chiron, okay? So again, a dark, deep, underworldly, feminine energy that is not, right, what we really are or in alignment with what we really are, and it's something that needs to become shined on, right, and become aware of, both within ourselves and the other people around us, by having boundaries and expressing how that energy and people around you, if you are being affected by this, which you definitely are in some area of your life, is affecting you. And that's the key. That's the key. If you are able to set a boundary to the dark Lilith energy in some aspect of your life, family, dynamics, relationships, work, whatever it is, values, if you are able to set a boundary and express to that person or thing how this energy is affecting you and not be involved with it or allow it to take you where it wants to go, that will allow for healing and progression. And most likely, this type of energy that's there, again, is forcing you, is bringing up, is causing you, it's initiating you, Aries, right? Aries, Chiron and Lilith, conjunct. It's initiating you into having to heal through these wounds in order to stand strong in this and against, not against, but for this energy. So I'm going to drink a glass, just a sip of water here because I've been speaking nonstop. Intense time, guys. All right. And then, again, the last aspect I'll mention here. Actually, I'll mention two more aspects that are important. Right? Sun and Neptune about to conjunct. So, again, trusting our inner knowing against everything. Yes, trusting your intuition, KK Maria. against all other odds, and trusting that with divine certainty, okay, inside of ourselves, releasing anything else that's doubting that or fearful of that or not allowing that to be your truth, is in a sextile, which is a very positive, opportunistic aspect, with, make sure I have this right, Mars and Jupiter. Okay? Great. That's awesome. Because, guys, guess what? If we allow ourselves to trust our inner knowing, our intuition, there are great rewards ahead of us. There are fantastic rewards ahead of us. Right? Sextile with Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion and prosperity and luck and fortune, and Mars, the planet of initiative, moving forward and creating something, right, that's able to survive in an effective way, right? Mars in Capricorn. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. So, but we're not there yet. We're in the middle of that. We're in the middle of that test to allow us, right, to move forward with what our intuition's telling us, set these boundaries that we need to set, allow ourselves the time and space to heal through everything, and then pick up, right, the bounty that's there for us through the tunnel. Glad to hear that, Lulu. Lulu said, my life is making sense. Pisces moon. Oh my goodness. Cancer sun rising. Okay, last aspect I'll talk about. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you guys. If you guys have questions, please. I haven't seen any questions yet. So, let me know. Specifically on Facebook here, I see people watching, but no questions in my live chat. I'm just going to write a little test message, see if my restream thing works properly. Okay, last aspect I'll say is Saturn and Pluto in a direct opposition with the moon tonight. Okay? And the moon's in Cancer. So oppositions are a tough aspect, and the reason why is because it feels like there's a polarizing dynamic that's causing you to question and get push and pull to either side, right? And the need for them is for you to figure out how to compromise between the two energies and bring them both in and integrate in order to move forward or to heal. And tonight, with that aspect, right, Moon in opposition with Saturn and Pluto, there's a need to both, protect and heal and nurture ourselves and kind of take care of ourselves and not really have to worry about other people right now and just kind of do us, right? But then, again, it's also like this tension between needing to do this intense work. Yes, Lulu, of course there's things we can do. I'll talk about that in a second. Right, there's a tension or a dynamic, right, or a need for compromise between the necessity and the drive to do this intense inner healing and work, this transformative work that's related to karma or our mission. Okay, again, Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, opposite Moon in Cancer. So while all this is going on, just know that the best thing you can do is find a compromise at this time between just taking it easy, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, and in that time and space, right, focusing in directly and doing that deep inner healing. Now, Lulu, okay, who's on Instagram Live, just asked, hey, any crystals that we should purchase or anything we can do? It's funny you asked that. I found a crystal under my bed, and I literally have no idea how it got there. Like this. What's up, Anthony? I have no idea how it got there, but I believe it's a rose quartz, a rose quartz. I don't know where this crystal came from. I have an idea, but I'm not sure about it. And then the smoky quartz. So these two are joining me on this transmission, and again, I have no idea why they're here, but I can guess. And the rose quartz to me, right, represents unity, love, protection, inner healing, and just ease and grace as well. So this is kind of, to me, it's an energy of forgiveness. Okay, ease, grace, and forgiveness. That is really like if any of you guys are going through a tough time, okay? And there's deep shit coming out, and there's anger, and there's bitterness, and there's resentment, and there's fear, and there's like, most likely there's someone in your life that you haven't forgiven who may have hurt you in a deep way, betrayed you, abandoned you, made you look stupid or silly, made you feel small, right? Told you couldn't do it, doubted you, like anything in your life that's related to your deep wounds. It's coming up right now. It's being exposed. And the call to action for you guys to heal is to forgive. That's it. And in a practical way, what you can do is literally this. Is you can literally just close your eyes, okay? Right? Feel into your body, right? Either your lower part of your gut, your solar plexus, or even your throat. These are kind of the three main areas. The sacral area is really being activated right now in a deep way, intense way. Solar plexus, our power, right, and our expression, our voice. These are the three areas that I've found in my own healing are being really intensely activated right now. What's up, Brunette and Busy? And so what I would recommend is closing your eyes, searching in those particular areas with your mind's eye, right, or with your feeling, or with your sense, or even with your touch, and feeling if there's any tension, or any like, or any like pain, or any like feelings or emotions, right, of sadness, of trauma, of anger, of whatever it is, like stuck in that place, whether, again, throat, solar plexus, or sacral chakra, okay? Just check into those areas. And if you feel something, even if it's not very obvious, you're like, oh, what's that? Dig into that area with your consciousness, right? What's up, Banana? And see what's there. And ask, what is this? What emotion is this? Why is this here? And I'll give you a tangible example, right? One of the emotions that was there for me today, because today's been an intense day of just fucking healing and transformation and realizations and clarity and deep childhood wounds coming up to the surface and past life stuff, all this crazy stuff. But one of the things that came up for me in particular was a moment where I realized that I tend to doubt myself if I don't have a partner or any other person in my life helping me to accomplish my goals. There was a deep inner belief, right, that was coming up to the surface that had happened sometime when I was either an early teenager or in my very late teens, where something got inside of me where I just began believing, right, and I think I know from who and from where, but I'll just leave that off this transmission, that I didn't have enough ability or power or knowledge or just the capability to accomplish my dreams and goals without someone's help beside me, right? And particularly in partnerships. And that was something that was really holding me back. And that was in my solar plexus, by the way. My solar plexus. And sacral. So for me, it was the two power spots. And as soon as I went ahead and identified that these were there, breathed into them, said consciously, I release any doubt or belief that I cannot accomplish my goals without anyone else or anything else. I felt the raw emotions coming up to the surface. I went through it. Oh my God, yeah, the intensity of the doubt and the fear and the anger and the things that were trapped in my body. My body started shaking, and then boom, it released. And I don't even know what this is called, but this is something that anyone and everyone can do. Because everyone has these emotions inside of their bodies, and these emotions cause physical symptoms and ailments. The physical body is simply a reflection of your emotional health and your spiritual health. But just to keep it out from the woo-woo, even if we've gone way too woo-woo already for these modern science and ancient science and modern soul, right? Again, and this is totally validated by science. Emotions, both transient and long-term chronic emotions, physically affect the body in negative ways. Okay, so as one example, I was talking to my little brother today, and he mentioned that we were talking about the coronavirus. Okay, and I know this is a big thing right now. There's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of concern. I get it. I'm not making light of it in any way. But what I am saying is that fear is one thing in particular that suppresses the immune system, right? Fear in particular, right? Being scared of something chronically suppresses our own power and belief in ourselves and physically our immune system, and increases our susceptibility to things like the coronavirus. Crazy. So there's a difference between being scared of something and allowing something to have power over you and allowing that thing to affect you negatively physiologically, and being aware of it and prepared and conscious of it and taking it seriously. Thank you, Brunette and Busy. Thank you. Right? So one example is, right, okay, we know this is happening. If you have a family and a loved one, maybe it's a good idea to get some stockpile and make sure that you're prepared in your home in case there's anything crazy and serious. But to live your life on a daily basis, constantly in fear that today's the day and looking up symptoms all the time and telling your family to be prepared and scared, it's like, no, that's not serving you in any way. It's not serving others. It's just causing more panic and fear, suppressing more immune systems, and allowing this thing to actually have a fighting chance of affecting us as a race. And for anyone who believes that this thing is anywhere near close to something that can actually conquer us as a human race, I'm sorry, it can't. We are much more powerful than that. And the moment we step into our power and believe that, the moment this thing loses its power. Okay. Not sure how we got onto the coronavirus. I guess I had to bring it up. We were talking about crystals. Funny, interesting though, right? In the astrology, Lilith, again, that the energy of this, the dark version of feminine energy, this energy that people are actually literally scared of, that they don't want to look at or see or feel, that it's known for betrayal, deceit, lies, or manipulation, conjunct Chiron, right? Again, this is a dark, fearful energy of allowing something to have power over you that shouldn't, that is not as powerful as you. Coronavirus. Okay. Coronavirus. The other crystal that was here in front of me that joined me on this transmission was my smoky quartz. Very interesting here. And again, you can see that this is like it's a dark crystal here. And what it represents is our personal power, actually. Our personal power and the ability for us to be direct, clear, open, and also progressive in our energetic stature. And really, to me, it represents taking back our power. Taking back and holding strong in our personal power, particularly related to our inner knowing, and allowing it and utilizing this inner knowing to help move us forward in a real, practical, standing way. So, awesome stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna do. Let's see where my phone. I would charge my phone before doing Instagram Live. So I'm gonna move forward in the astrology to the full moon. Okay, which is the 8th of March, right? Is that the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday? Yep. 8th of March. Wait a minute. Is it the 8th of March? Let's just see. I'm adjusting my times here so that I can match it up with the correct, exact thing here. Because a full moon, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Full moon is an opposition between sun and moon, right? So in the astrology here, there it's exact. Cool. So again, this is actually the 9th of March. Sorry about that. 10:48 a.m. Okay. 9th of March. full moon in Virgo. Now, what's going on with the astrology on the 9th of March, and why is it important? Well, full moon, just so you guys are aware, you probably heard of what full moons are, what they do, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper here. Full moons are the culmination of a cycle that we've been in for the past month or potentially longer, that allows us to finish up and or release and or clear up things that needed to be dealt with or cleared up from the last cycle of time, around the last month or so in particular, or sometimes longer depending on the astrology, that have to be done in order to be able to move forward into our next cycle of life, right? So full moons typically represent a time where there are events saying and telling us that this thing is done, whatever it was is done, or there's clarity around it, or there's this healing around it that will allow us again to move forward and past that. With the full moon in Virgo, again, Virgo is an interesting sign to have a full moon in. Virgo is very astute. It's very much the right. It's the service-oriented sign. It's the sign that wants to go ahead and like make sure everything is tidy and clean and in its proper place and working properly and just doing its thing. And it's very detail-oriented, right? It's very service-oriented, it's work-oriented. So it's going to go ahead and look into our emotional health and go, oh, there's this and that and this and that, right? And let's go ahead and clean this up and get this out of the way and heal this and pull this back in and integrate that. It's going to make sure that, right, on an emotional level, we have cleaned up the mess that has been lingering around for the past couple weeks here through Mercury retrograde and Mercury in Pisces. So, good time for culmination, for clarity, for the healing that's been necessary now through all this intensity that's been going on right now. I know you guys are smack dab in it. I'm smack dab in the middle of it. Just trust me, it's coming to a close here very quickly. All right, there's going to be clarity, new life. There's going to be closure. There's going to be healing. There's going to be transformation for sure happening during this full moon. Okay. Let me just see here. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because, again, right, these squares, these intensity and these squares that are happening during the full moon, right? So as I mentioned, right, Juno square Saturn and Pluto. No, I'm sorry. Juno will be square Mars and Jupiter, so that's an interesting one. And then Chiron will be square the South Node, and there'll be a trine with Venus and the South Node as well. Oh my gosh, this is super interesting. So really, this is some type of culmination around relationships, like karmic relationships or past life shit inside of our lives and our bodies that are really not there, or things that we needed to work through or to let go of or to realize in order for us to move forward through particular relationships or dynamics or what's up in dirt, or values in our life that are old and crusty and not really there for our best foot forward anymore. Huge trine for this. It's going to be very harmonious and allow us to move forward in this intense healing time through and for particular in relationships. And it may be in completely unexpected, huge changes, unexpected cycles and shifts and destiny that's coming in on this full moon. Right? We have Uranus, which is conjunct Venus. Right? Uranus is the planet of incredible, quirky, and eccentric ingenious, meaning it is just not able to be pinned down or predicted. And it's known for causing a bit of a roller coaster of a wild ride of chaotic transformation and change. Not so much transformation, that's Pluto, but change, again, in an unpredictable way for people and everybody. So with it conjunct Venus in a trine with the South Node, again, this is karmic shit that's happening through our relationship dynamics, family dynamics, or values in a very unexpected and radical way that will cause crazy and intense changes to allow us to move forward and progress in the most harmonious way. But we got to trust the entire time, guys. We have to trust this the entire time, and we have to ride the roller coaster all the way through and not try to get off the ride and complain, oh, the ride is too crazy. I want to get off this ride and just have it be certain and calm again. No, that's not, sorry. I'm sorry. If you want to have the best possible life and the best possible time right now and the best possible solutions for your life, I'm sorry, you have to endure this ride. Okay? It's almost done. Promise it's almost done. This is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, Joe, you have to endure the ride right now. Sorry, there's no getting off the ride. There is, but you're going to miss out on the rewards at the end of the ride. Okay? Now, look at this. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. This is a fantastic full moon, guys. We have Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto all trining the moon, the full moon in Virgo. Okay, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto. So, I know, dude. So Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, right? Again, whatever transformation that you are gonna be going through during and on this full moon, right, will lead you towards opening up for more prosperity, abundance, joy, fortune, and the initiative to move forward in a powerful way. Again, the theme of what I think is going on, reclaiming your power, claiming your power, coming into your power, remembering your power, integrating your power, and moving forward in a new direction for yourself, with yourself. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Anything else I want to talk about? We still got that Chiron square, the North Node. Again, so roller coaster ride. Know that your wounds are going to be popping right now, specifically the ones that are preventing you from moving forward towards your actual soul destiny. So again, if there's any deep, intense healing or trauma that's coming up for you right now, just know it is there in particular as the final layer for you to shed, for you to take that step, next giant step towards your particular soul destiny, which is really cool, really exciting stuff. You know, and yeah, and all I'll say is, you know, as kind of a closing note before we'll actually do something new tonight. I have some tarot cards. I've never pulled them live as for people watching or the collective, but tonight will be the night. I got this new tarot deck. It's been awesome, and I was told specifically to get this deck because it will help me trust myself more, my abilities to channel and to read these things for the public. So you guys will be my test subjects. Congratulations. But all I'll say is, right, whether or not you're in a relationship or you're single or you're going through some intense times, just know that, all right, it is a very serious time, okay? Doesn't always have to be, but it's a very serious time for us to come together with our destined partner, with your person, your soulmate, your twin flame, your partner. It is the time. If you are in that space where you are either looking for that person or you are in some type of engagement or relationship or ex-relationship with that person, these are the times that are allowing us to heal the shit we need to heal in order to come together with that person in order to create something new and something special and progressive that will actually functionally serve you in an equal, balanced way in this lifetime. The astrology says it. I can't make this shit up. Juno is literally in dynamics with the power planets here, so it's there. I know, Endurt. It's kind of crazy. So now I'm going to move into the tarot reading. Again, I've never done a tarot reading. Let me check the battle %. So we are looking pretty good. So for those of you guys who know about tarot, I didn't know much until maybe 6 to 8 months ago. But basically it's a 72 card deck that has all these cards that have different themes and lessons and archetypes of life, right? Of our journey throughout life, drawn within them. And every card that you draw does two things. One, okay, it allows your unconscious mind, the reader's unconscious mind, to pick up and interpret that card and give a particular meaning to that card to then transmit to the audience that reader's reading towards. But it allows the unconscious to be activated, right, in order for us to channel and receive that information. The second thing it does is, right, in line, it matches up with astrological significance, right? So whatever energies are affecting us astrologically are going to show up in the cards I draw as well, because those are the energies being reflected, and nothing is done by chance. So, I guess we'll just draw some cards generally for the collective that's watching. It can be about love, it can be about general stuff, it can be about fate. I don't know what is going to come up or what's going to be said through this, but we'll get what messages we can ascertain. So this is for the collective. What does the collective, or my audience in particular watching, need to hear right now about what's going on in the universe and in their lives, and what do they need to know the most, okay, moving forward? What do they need to know the most? What particular message can we give to them right now that will serve them in the best possible way? Okay. So we've got the star card in reverse. And so what this means to me is the star is all about fortune, fate, and destiny. And when you draw something in reverse, it can either mean the opposite. What's up, Stu? It can either mean the opposite, or it can mean something that's doubly emphasized. And for me, when it comes up in reverse just like this, just like we were talking about with the astrology, it's really us doubting the fate and the universe, and not allowing fate and universe to do what it needs to do in your life, guys. The universe is trying to give you healing. It's trying to give you progression. It's trying to give you clarity on everything you need to know, and we are doubting it. And we are not allowing this to move us forward in the best possible way. So stop doubting it. The synchronicities, the inner intuition, the knowledge you're gaining from trust. Stop doubting, guys. Stop doubting. Okay? Second card. What does the collective, what does my audience need? Anyone who watched this video, what do they need to know right now that will help them in their life? Oh. Sorry, guys. Ten of Swords. And just look at this picture. Look at this fucking picture, guys. We've got a bull being stabbed through the eye with one of the swords, through both eyes, right? Oh shit! I've got 2 minutes left on this Instagram live, guys. This Instagram live is gonna end, and I'm gonna restart it. I didn't know I had a time limit. Okay, but to finish this out, 10 is the number of an ending or a cycle being completed, and essentially a death being happening right now. And there's definitely a part of ourselves that's dying that needs to be completed and just let go of and shoved out, and to allow us to kill this part off of ourselves. It also, to me, this is representing the energy of Lilith. That's just a really deep, dark, sorrowful time and energy that's not really conducive to us in any way. And it's also a card of fear. It really is. Like a fear, like being scared, or of death, or of disease, right? Coronavirus. Something right now needs to end, needs to be destroyed, needs to be let go of, and needs to be just released in a big way. So if you know what that thing is, here's what you do. Okay, a couple things. 1, you allow it to end. 2, you trust that it's good that it's ending. 3, you, if possible, express to this thing, this energy in your life, how and why it hurts you and why you're going away from it. Thanks, Stu. And then you allow it to heal itself, and in that, the best possible way.